everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about our top 3 must-dos at Epcot. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Molly from Dream It Travel Company, and today we're going to talk about our top 3 must-dos at Epcot. Before we get started, I just want to say Epcot, at the time of filming, Epcot's going over a huge makeover, which I don't know about y'all, I'm really excited about. But I wanted to know what y'all thought, or what y'all are most excited about from this new makeover. Bill, what do you think?
So I guess the question is what am I most excited about with the makeover? I guess Mission Space, or Spaceship Earth, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, how they're redoing it.
Yeah, that's probably that's a staple for me. Every time we go, I think we ride that at least 2 or 3 times, even if we spend just one day in the park, to see what they do with that, because I love watching the evolution as it happens, and I think it's great that they're updating it. But I'm stoked to ride it again and see what they do with that ride. So yeah,
I just am sad it's going to take so long. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be closed for a while.
But, all right, what are you most excited about?
My turn. I am most excited about the journey into water with Moana.
Okay.
Excited to see what they do with that. I still don't really understand where it's going to be. I know it's going to be like over by the land and Nemo and all of that, but I'm wondering if it's going to take the place of the jumping water features by Figment.
I don't know, because isn't that like the opposite of, I don't know.
I mean, they haven't, like, they've kind of said it's going to be over there, but I don't think they've like pinpointed exactly where it's going to be. And we obviously haven't been since construction really got started. So
right.
I'm interested to see what they do with that. And I love Moana. She's just a fun character. So I think that'll be cool. I'm excited about that.
Yep.
Me, I'm going to kind of cheat here and go for the whole area. So I'm going for World Nature. I think it's called World Nature. I'm looking here on the site. And World Nature, it has a Moana area. It also has like some new land pavilion, a new film called Awesome Planet. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to do something different with the land though. Like, isn't it nearby?
I think Awesome Planet is...
I don't think that's in the works right yet.
I wonder if that's going to be
something.
something.
But maybe.
Awesome Planet, I think, is going to be the movie, like where the Circle of Life movie was.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think that might already be up and going.
Is it? Okay, well, yeah. Actually, yeah, it does say here in debut January 2020, so it is actually out. But I think that whole area is going to look cool. I like kind of like, I grew up in East Texas, so I like the wooded, nature-y type of area. So I think it's just I hope it looks cool. I'm hoping, like in my head, I'm imagining it one way, and I'm hoping that it comes to fruition. But I think that whole area is going to be cool for me. So I'm looking forward to just like experiencing the whole area, not just one specific ride. I mean, although I think they're going to be cool, but just that whole area I think is going to be one of my first places that I want to go to. So.
All right, cool. Yeah. Okay, so for me, I think what I'm most excited about is the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
There you go.
So new roller coaster themed to Guardians of the Galaxy. It's supposed to be the largest, I believe, the largest enclosed roller coaster in the world. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's where I read it. It's supposed to, but a really big roller coaster. I love roller coasters. I love the movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see how they tie it in and like bring the personalities of the characters into the roller coaster.
Yeah, no,
I think that's
sweet.
gonna be an awesome one. All right,
Sweet.
thanks. I know I'm really excited about
Yeah.
the makeover because this is one of my favorite
The
parts,
transformation.
the transformation. So I love y'all's input on what we're all looking forward to. And so, all right, so now we're gonna go to our top 3 must-dos at Epcot. Are you ready?
Yeah, at Epcot.
All right, Bill, we're on you. Number 3.
All right, so this one was kind of tough for me because my first ever visit to Epcot was the year it opened. So I have a lot of nostalgia that goes around Epcot. But I'm gonna
really?
Yeah, the first time I ever went to Disney was my dad actually spoke at a conference in Orlando, and I was obviously very young, but it was the year that Epcot opened. So that being said, I'm gonna go with Test Track. I'm not really a roller coaster guy. My family's not really a roller coaster place. What I will say is it's not a drop, but it's speed and it's fun and it's educational along the way, and there's a lot of adrenaline that goes in that ride. So for me, that's my one that I go is number 3. I've got 2 more that go ahead of that, but number 3 that you must do. Get in line for Test Track. Get a fast pass for Test Track. Just ride Test Track. It's worth your time.
I like how you can design your own vehicle too.
Yeah,
That
that
part
part's
is
fun.
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, little tidbit though for Test Track. You might not want to do it as one of your 3 in advance fast passes because if weather is wonky,
Yeah,
it
they
is
shut it
one
down.
that they shut down frequently. So it can mess with your plans a little bit because then your fast pass window gets pushed back. So it's kind of one of those that it's good to add when you're there.
Yeah.
Just a little tidbit.
Good
little
call.
tidbit. My turn?
Yeah, it's all you.
Okay. And this was really, really hard for me because honestly, this one could have gone 2 or 1. But I said Spaceship Earth. It's one of the rides that I remember the most growing up going to at Disney World or at Walt Disney World, Epcot, whatever. And I feel like it got me interested in a lot of stuff. You know, like at one point I wanted to be a computer scientist, and I think it was because of that ride. Like there's just a lot of things that it introduced me to. And so I remember being in school, even in college, and being like, oh yeah, that's on Spaceship Earth.
You just like the girl in the yellow tights that's at the computer.
Yeah, the like 1970 girls with the ginormous computer. Yeah, that was like, I'm gonna be like her when I grow up. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like that ride it really got me thinking as a young kid, and so I love riding it now. And then the smell of Rome burning. It's like it doesn't get out of your nostrils for the rest of the day. Just like
Little known fact, my wife actually buys the candles.
I do.
From Rome burning.
They actually smell kind of horrible. They really do smell like it, but taken out of context, it smells pretty bad. So I don't know that I recommend those candles. But it does smell just like it. I'll make you think of it.
No question.
All right, Dave.
All right, my number 3. This was the one that it was a close tie, but I'm gonna have to go with Journey to the Imagination. Oh man, I love that ride. I know it's an older ride, and I don't even remember it from when I was younger. I remember it when we first went for your 21st birthday. So I was like an adult as far as remembering it, but I just like the ride. Like it's fun. I love taking the kids on it. The kids love it, which is interesting because Figment's not like an official Disney Channel type of character. So the only time they got introduced to that was
He should be though.
Yeah, he should. I'm surprised they haven't actually done like an animated Figment.
He's awesome.
Imagination, senses, that whole type of thing. That would actually be really cool, Disney. But yeah, that's my number 3. It's one of my top favorites. I mean, it almost could be number 1 even, but I have 2 other ones that are just a little bit above it. So, but yeah, it's just a fun ride. I don't get to experience any of the smells on there or anything like that since I don't have that. But everything else on there, I love that ride. It's just a fun ride. So that's my number 3.
David can't smell. That's what he's referring to. For those of you that don't know that
It's
about
gone.
him.
It's just gone.
Innocence of smell.
I know it looks like I should be able to with this, but it doesn't work. So, but number 3. All
Number
right,
3.
so number 2.
No, I'm on my number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
number 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is The Seas with Nemo and Friends. This is a ride that you sit in like a little, what is it?
Yeah,
Thing,
yeah.
a clam
It's almost
shell.
like the Haunted Mansion.
Almost like
But-
very
it's a little
similar.
buggy.
Yeah.
And you ride, but I like you go and it's an actual aquarium, so there's live fish in there, and they project the Nemo characters in there.
Yeah.
Song's super cute and catchy. And it's just neat. It's a nice, cool ride. Even waiting in the line, it's like a lot cooler in the line. Like the weather, it's cooler.
Yeah, no, like when you walk
Temperature.
into the queue,
Yeah, you
it's
can feel it 'cause
immediately
it's
cool.
dark.
Yeah,
It's
it feels
like
great.
So So The Seas with Nemo and Friends. I would have
Number
to say it's
3.
my number 3.
It's a good choice.
All right,
good
Bill,
choice.
you're number 2.
All right, so my number 2 is actually David's number 3. So Figment. I can smell, so I will say this, that I love the interaction and the 4D effect of it. I think it's funny. I think that it does not only comedy, but it's educational as well. I just think Figment as a character is really well underrated, to be honest. And again, like you guys spoke of, I think that he really needs his own show. But at the end of the day, that ride, to me, when I walk into Epcot, you know, I know I spoke of Spaceship Earth earlier, but that makes me feel like I'm at Disney. So for me, that's the one when I say, all right, I'm here and I'm having fun. We've already been through the Coke station and all that fun stuff. We're at Disney now.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I remember looking at David, and we rode that ride after you guys had driven for 16 straight hours, came straight to Epcot, and we're absolutely exhausted. And still, the looks in your eyes of your family and seeing them on that ride that's Disney in of itself, to be honest.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Man, Nashville.
You know, the Coke station's gone.
Yeah, I do know that's
Wah,
gone.
wah. Sad story.
We're
It's all right.
still old school Disney
Yep.
people too. So I mean, we've been in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, we're old school.
Change is fun and change is good. There are things that are sad to see them go, but you know they'll be replaced by cool things. We'll start some new memories. It'll be great. Okay. So is it my turn? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. This is the order we're going in.
All right, Shae, number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is Soaring Around the World. Love that ride. It's just so, like, it's such a cool effect. You know, you go out and you really feel like you're flying. And like Bill said before, we are not a roller coaster family. We really don't do thrill rides. So this is almost as thrilling as we get. But I just love it. Like, you kind of get to experience and see things that you know, there's I haven't seen any of that stuff really, except for the stuff in the United States, some of it. And then, you know, have some of the Disney magic with the fireworks at the end. And it's just so well done and so immersive, and definitely a must do. Now, if you don't like heights or you get motion sickness, I do get some motion sickness. This one doesn't bother me. It's one that you can, like, you don't move a lot, so you can kind of close your eyes or look off to the side, and I feel like you can kind of control the motion sickness aspect of it. But if you have a thing with heights, like my sister Mollee does, then you might not like it. Mollee will get on it. She just white knuckles it through it. She'll do all the roller coasters, which is weird to me, but she won't this ride. I'm like, I don't understand, and none of that. So
Yeah, to me it's the weirdest fear for me, because I do love the roller coasters and I like all the other rides, but there's something about the way you sit. So you sit and it's like
on a bench.
a bench, but it's just a little strap, but your feet are dangling. And I always seem to get stuck on the end where you can see.
It's not a little strap, it's like a harness. Like, you're like buckled in.
No, it's a seatbelt. It's not a harness.
Yeah, it's
just a seatbelt. I think if it were a harness, it wouldn't bother me as bad, because I feel more secure.
So you wouldn't like lean over to see how far you could see?
No, absolutely no. Well, like back one time when we were there, I think it was in 2005, the last time Leo went. And we got on Soaring. It might have been around when it was first opening or something. I don't know. But she kept leaning forward, like having the best time. Like, our little sister is special needs. And I was freaking out because I'm like, she's going to fall. So my whole ride was like, Leah, sit back.
Yeah.
Sit back. And maybe that's why it terrifies me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe it just takes me back. Like, oh, my sister's going to fall. Like, nobody's paying attention to her, like, except for me. So, and she's just laughing
I'm
up, like,
totally
leaning
sitting next to you
forward.
next time. Next time on that ride, I'm totally sitting next to you. I'm gonna be like, Mollee, yeah. There she goes.
It is an amazing ride, though. It really is. It's just for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's fun. I love it. I love that ride. Yeah.
My kids like
All right,
it.
Dave.
I mean, it's like
It's all you, Bubble.
So, all right, number two. Number 2 for me is, and I know it's closed right now, Spaceship Earth. That ride, man, and I'm super looking forward to the transformation stuff that's coming on, because I think it's just going to make it that much better. But, you know, part of it was just like going through history to see kind of like where we came from, where we're going. I like that whole part of it. That's probably the best part. I think it's like a low key ride to kind of just chill. It's cool in there. So if you go during the summer, it's nice and cool. Great way to cool off. But I just enjoy the whole aspect of just kind of going through time. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this whole transformation, like how they're gonna change going into the future. What is that going to look like? So, and maybe that makes the ride even just so much more exciting to me, just knowing that what are they going to do in the future with this ride. So that's my number 2. So
That's a good one. All right, my number 2.
You know what's crazy is you kind of wonder. Hold on one second. You kind of wonder if they're going to incorporate COVID-19 or the coronavirus
Into the ride?
into the ride. I mean,
It'd
it
be
sounds
super
kind of
depressing.
It might be depressing. There's some stuff in there though that's depressing. I just think it'd be interesting because of the way the world's changing right now. If they actually incorporated that, and they probably won't, but it's worth the talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're doing a Zoom call right now for this, so it's that whole aspect, and that's been around for a while, being able to teleconference.
Which basically, like Zoom is like before the last refurb, the whole end of the ride was focused around kids Zooming. Like, there was like part of the ride where kids were talking to kids in other countries. I'm like, that's what we're doing right now. That's crazy. We're in the future.
So it will be interesting to see what that future, like that part looks like on the ride, to see if that was already incorporated, or is that something that they're going to kind of tweak a little bit because of how that has drastically become like almost a norm now, So we'll see. But
That's true. Yeah.
Number 2, babe.
That's good. Okay, my number 2 is Living with the Land. I know it's kind of not the most exciting rides, but I love it. It's fun. I mean, you sit on a boat, you go through a little
boat ride,
super old animatronics, where you can kind of hear them clicking.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. And then it goes and it's kind of shows how they grow the food and stuff. And like, I think it's just a neat ride. I don't have a green thumb. I can't keep a plant alive for the life of me. So maybe that's why I'm like, wow, look at all these plants they have alive. That's awesome. I mean, granted, it's, scientists or whatever. What are they?
Botanists, right? Yeah.
Whatever. But one thing I really think is cool is that if you're there during a festival, like the Food and Wine Festival or the Festival of the Arts or something like that, they have little signs next to the plants on what foods at the booths that they use that ingredient in. So like it'll be like, this is used in the cheddar cheese soup at this booth.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of cool, like to see like, oh hey.
Yeah, like this is what I'm eating. Yeah, totally. No, that's my runner-up actually to Figment. Like that almost was my number 3, but I think it's one that a lot of people could overlook because they're like, it's just sounds lame, but there's something about it that I think totally. And I think there's some changes they can even do to that too.
Absolutely.
Near the end where you have the big screens, which I think they just updated that to where it's like HD. It's a little bit more high definition, but I think that's something that they could totally just revamp, because all it is the big screen and a platform in front. So I feel like there's something they could do with that to make it a little bit more interactive than what it is right now.
Yeah.
So, but I like that ride too.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. So, all right, Bill, we're on to number 1. What's your number 1, Bill?
So before I get into my number 1, I want to say this. Number 1, you're not alone in the green thumb. I said, but I've also got 2 that I really need to call out. 1, the Grand Caballeros. If you want a time where you just need to get away, get a margarita, get something cool, and quite frankly, it feels like home to me because it's a tour just like in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. The Grand Caballeros is absolutely a place that you need to go. Another one that I actually love that I haven't mentioned is Turtle Talk. I really love to hear Crush and the way they interact with the kids, and it really connects with me through my children. It's a fun show. It's something to do inside that's cool. So again, before we get started with my number 1, I had to throw those out because I absolutely love them. Now, that being said, Soaring's my number 1. Hands down, no question. And you're talking to a person that does not like heights. For whatever reason, on that ride, I truly, and it doesn't matter where I sit, whether it's on the end, which row I'm in, it is absolutely amazing. And it's 4D at its best. When you go over the land in Africa and the elephants are there and you can smell the grass, that to me is Disney at its finest. So that's hands down my favorite.
Yeah.
So
it's like like an experience, man. Like it's more than that even. It's like you're there. It's almost like you have that little piece that you're there. I think. I mean, I can't smell.
That's exactly right. They take you.
All the senses involved, like it just takes you there.
When you have your eyes open.
Like smell, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, they take you to every spot that you go to.
Yeah.
I mean, you live there.
Yeah.
All right, Shae.
All right. So I went pretty broad with my favorite thing to do. We did not say attraction. We said thing to do.
Must do.
Must do. My number one must do is to wander the World Showcase Pavilion and explore the countries. If I had to pick a favorite pavilion, like one, I guess this pavilion is almost like we're at Disney World. Like this is my thing is when I walk into the Mexico Pavilion, I get my jalapeno margarita and we walk into the pyramid and we ride the Grand Fiesta Tour, not the Grand Caballeros.
Yeah, whatever.
You're so pretty. The Grand Fiesta Tour with the 3 Caballeros, and it's got like, the market square, it's like home. And so I like to start my tour of the world at home.
To the left.
At the Mexico Pavilion, which is just like downtown San Antonio, and it's awesome, and I love it, and it's beautiful. And then we cruise around. We always go to the left. Molly and David and I and Bill, they veer right. They're righters, we're lefters. Like that's just how we go. But when we all go together, we battle it out. We compromise. We figure something out.
Start in the middle.
So I'm excited about the new things coming to the World Pavilion. I think it's going to be awesome. And yeah, that's my thing. I highly encourage anybody going, carve out an afternoon. Don't make dinner reservations for one of your days, and just wander, and everybody in your family get a snack or a quick service meal from each of the different worlds and try something new. Talk to the cast members, trade some pins, do all the Kid Cop fun stops. Even if you're not a kid, just go over there, get a stamp so you can have a souvenir to frame or something. But the cast members are it's so immersive. So with all the cast members being from the different worlds or different countries. And yeah, that's mine. My number one, numero uno. Now beat.
Well, and it's funny because you would think like kids would get kind of bored of that, but if you ask, like we did that, we took a whole day pretty much around the World Showcase. Yeah. And all of our kids, like that was the best time they had on that trip.
Yeah.
Like they talk about.
It started raining, they were so bummed. They were like, no, because we were just having a great time. I mean, there were still meltdowns and it was hot, but I think that was one of our better days, like at that trip. We had so much fun.
So, kind of sneak peek though, the Grand Caballeros,
Grand Fiesta Tour,
those guys. I'm pretty
3 Caballeros.
But I'm pretty sure, isn't that turning into the Coco ride?
There's rumors.
Rumors. But they would call it the Caballeros.
Change is hard. I would be sad to see the 3 Caballeros go, but I do love Coco. So I think I could be okay with that.
It's one of my favorites.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens. It's rumored, not confirmed.
Yeah, it would be a cool change, for sure.
Yeah. All right, my numero.
All right, number one, Dave.
My numero uno. This is an experience. It's not a ride. It's the Seas Pavilion. It's that whole area, including Nemo, including Turtle Talk and Crush. I love it. I love that place. I love just walking through there. I like the music that they play in the background. I actually will play that music in the background when I'm at work, just because I don't know, there's something about it, like it's just magical, immersive, like you're in this huge, it feels like you're inside this huge aquarium, like you're in the middle of it all, and it's just being able to go and experience and see the little pieces here and there of Disney that are within the aquarium, the hidden Mickeys that are inside of the water, and you see fish and going around that, and then the manatee. I love the manatee. The manatee area, being able to be up top and see that huge manatee eating lettuce. Yeah. I mean, that's more than what you get at SeaWorld. Like SeaWorld, you feel like you're back here. And over there in the Seas Pavilion, you feel like you're right up front, like you're right inside of it. I just love that whole area, and it's a good break too. I mean, again, it's cool. If you go during the summer, it's a nice, cool area that you can spend a good amount of time and not get bored because there's just so much to do in there. Even with those little mini aquariums, those little round ones that they have like seahorses in there, or they'll have like different pieces of coral and stuff like that. But instead of seeing it from just this flat surface, like you can walk around it and you can see all dimensions of it and get to experience a little bit more, just more interactively. So that's my number one. I love going there whenever I'm excited. I'm hoping that they do even something with that too, with the transformation that they're having. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my numero uno.
That's a good one.
Hey, Dave, one of the things I really love about that area is the picture opportunities with the sharks and all that. Yeah, with Bruce and stuff. So, I mean, yes, obviously there's tons of interaction with animals, but I love the picture opportunities in that area as well.
Yeah, no, that's true, man.
That's
a good point. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So
all right, cool.
Yours, babe.
Okay, my number one must do at Epcot is the Mexico Pavilion.
Woo!
Yeah, so I feel so like Shae said, they kind of veer and start with the Mexico Pavilion. When we're not at Disney with them, our natural instinct is to go right in the World Showcase, and we end with the Mexico Pavilion.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of
coming home.
Yeah. Maybe a little taste of home. But yeah, you walk in and and I guess it is. It's because it reminds you of downtown San Antonio, market and all that.
Mariachis out there.
But it's dark, there's a bar right inside. You can either get your margarita right outside. If that line's too long, go inside. There's usually no line right there. Grab your margarita. The kids can walk around and look at all the stuff that we can buy right here in San Antonio, so we say no to it. But
well played.
And then you get in line at the Grand Fiesta Tour, and I love that ride. The music, the animatronics. I love the three
caballeros.
That.
Come on.
They're so cute. I love the fairly new animatronics they added to the end of that.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
Well, even like the restaurant area, like if you're at that restaurant by the boats going through, that feels like the Riverwalk.
Yes, yeah,
it feels like here in San Antonio we have the Riverwalk downtown. So in that area it feels a lot like it. Even when we're in the boats, like when we're going past that restaurant area, I'm like, this feels like Riverwalk at night. It feels like watching them eat up on the restaurants that are on the Riverwalk here in San Antonio.
Here we have a Riverwalk. You can ride a little boat down the Riverwalk, and there's people eating right there. So good point.
And there's mariachis all over the place.
There is, and the kids love it. The song is catchy enough. Even like your youngest kid, like youngest of young, we've taken all our kids when they were 1, and like that was a ride that they loved. At such a young age, but even our older kids really enjoy it and will ride it over and over again. And if it's raining outside, just hang out in there, drink what you want, as much or little as you want. Hop on the ride as many times as you want. And if you're lucky enough, so when it is raining, Donald Duck in his little sombrero and
his like poncho?
Poncho, yeah.
I can't remember. There's another name, but I can't remember.
There's another name of it, but he will meet right inside the Mexican Pavilion instead of outside. So, the last time we were there, we were just standing there, just hanging out, and in walks Donald, and so all our swarm of kids ran over there. And
Pato Donald.
Yeah.
Pato. Pato Donald.
Yeah. But so it's just neat. It's a neat little place just to kind of unwind and hang out, get on a fun ride that never really has a line, honestly, because they load so many. I mean, it might be different now because they're not gonna.
Well, I think even if they because there's been rumors that they're going to transform that to like Coco themed stuff.
Yeah.
And I think even with that, I mean, I'll miss the Three Caballeros, but I think even with that, I would welcome the change to Coco. Because I like Coco. I love Coco. I like the movie. I thought it was one of the movies that made me cry. So I mean, it touched my heart a little bit. So I think that would be a welcome change. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I would miss Pato Donald. And Panchito, and I forgot the other one's name. What's the other bird's name? Pancho. I can't remember.
Oh our kids will know.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna miss those guys. Yeah. Maybe they'll honor them somehow. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to any changes that they do there. And if they don't, I'm still cool with it. I still love that area as well too. Yeah. So that's why it's your number one, because I can enjoy your number one.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
So.
You know what's crazy about it though? The thing I'd say that's crazy about that though is we all love that ride, and we would be so open to the idea of changing it to Coco, but it's kind of part of us and who we are and what we do down there. And I think a lot of it's because it's nostalgic for us because of where we live. I just, I hope that they plan, if they make those changes to Coco, so that, because I think that line would go exponentially longer.
Yeah.
Because it's only designed for right now about 30 people in that line.
Yeah.
So, but I absolutely love it. Can't live without it. Do it at least 2 or 3 times every trip.
Usually in a row. Boom, boom.
Don't climb the pyramid.
Yes, don't. Yeah.
I've never done it. I just heard it. Don't do it.
There's rumors, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank y'all. So those are our top 3 must-dos at Epcot. Let us know in the comments what your must-dos are, and let us know what you're most excited about when the whole Epcot transformation is over with. If you like this video or found what we're talking about in the video helpful or interesting, give us a thumbs up, like it, follow us, make sure you turn on the notification so you can get notified when our next videos come up. We're trying to do them every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Is what we're
But
trying
if you
to do.
subscribe and hit that notification bell, you'll get notified as soon as we put it up. So sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the afternoon, just depending on when we get it up live. So just hit that bell. That way you'll get notified whenever the next video goes up. So
Yeah. And also you can check out our social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the description, the tags will be in the description below.
Yeah.
And anyways, thanks for watching, y'all, and keep on dreaming.
Bye.
Keep on dreaming.
Bye.